Spark a conversation, verbal elation, stimulation, education. This is Menage with the MaryJayneMaven. When we on the air, it's always a lituation. Might talk about some litigation, might talk about some immigration, might talk about some politics, but never talking nonsense. Yes, we on in the slide. Watch and listen, it's a vibe. Watch it while you getting high, or you can listen while you drive. Just don't forget to subscribe.
Roll up. Trying to get high.
Welcome to Menage with the MaryJayneMaven podcast with your host, the MaryJayneMaven. I am the producer, the hubby. Follow us on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Show us some love and click that subscribe button now. Don't forget to click the bell so you get notifications and click the like button on the videos.
And now, your host.
So I wanted to ask, I am a fan, so I was a fan of The Real when it first started, even though Tamar got on my ever-loving nerves. But
What's The Real?
Oh, you're so cute. Really? You don't know The Real?
I can't wait to talk about this.
Is that a real show?
Yes.
On TV?
I don't think I watched it, so don't feel bad. I think
really?
it's one I missed. My sister was giving me some grief
Steph,
about
you
it.
know The Real? Yes.
Okay.
We're giving him
Is
a
it like
list.
The View?
It's like The View, but it's younger.
It's like The Talk.
Yes.
Like
Better.
Good Morning America?
Multicultural. No, it's you know sister, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well
Yeah.
shit. You said that like you half the stuff I say, you're like, what's that? So the boring one, not the fun one. I'm sorry. Tamara's hella boring.
I'm thinking it's a YouTube show with Tyler or something. That's why.
Oh no,
that's
she has her own. She has her own, so it's that's what we yes.
I'm all about parodies.
Yes.
That's how
It's cute. It's really cute, you guys.
Parody of the Real show, and it's called The Puff Show, and it's basically a spin-off of The Real. It's a cannabis daytime talk show. Nice. The Real is just a regular daytime talk show.
Yes. So it has Tamara, now Amanda Seals, which I'm like, I'm back in it.
I've seen some of them.
Love her. Love Amanda Seals. You know what? Now that I said that, you kind of look look like you could be like second, third cousins a little bit. Yes, you do. You do.
I'm even gonna reach out to her and see if she wants the bad mother puppets.
You got water too?
She would rock it.
You know, I go
love
on
her.
to The Real. The ladies of the Puff Show, we actually visit The Real show.
I was gonna ask you, yeah.
Nice. Because you know, one of the ladies is in television. She comes from that background like me, but she's more settled into it, so she gets us onto the show and the audience and stuff, and we just like take notes, and we, you know, basically try to base our show off of that show, because it's fun. It still talks about the real. It's even more real now that Amanda Seals.
Yes, I just love her. That was the greatest addition ever.
Tamar?
So they haven't had a fifth host in a while. They just kind of like rotated between different women, and it kind of seemed like that's what they were gonna go. Especially when they won their daytime Emmy, and they won it without her. So it seemed like that's where they were gonna go.
You said Tamar got on your nerves, but Tamar is a nerve agitator.
I don't know why they had her in the
Lord.
I didn't like her
Because her husband was producing it. That's why. That's why.
But I'm just glad they got Amanda Seals. Amanda Seals gets a lot of like bad rap.
Yes.
And it
I hate
makes me
it.
mad to the point now I start to comment on their actual like comment section on their clips and stuff, and people like actually respond to my comments.
Do they? You know, there are people are upset. I'm gonna say, you know, the
About her, I'm like,
why people are upset. White people are hot
About what?
about Amanda Seals being on there, and now they're
gosh.
like, it seems more political, or it seems like you guys are
love
just,
her.
it's more for black people. I'm like, everybody's black except for Jeannie Mae, and she's black, pretty much.
Jeannie
Mai.
I'm like,
Jeannie
how
Mai,
can
thank
you
you.
say that a show with no one on there is white? Not one.
Not
of
one.
those women
Oh,
are
word?
Tamara's
Wait.
half, but still.
Wait.
They talk
No, I'm thinking of
about
that show with the two
race.
females.
Like,
Oh,
it
yeah.
just doesn't make sense. Like, and those are real issues. These
Real.
are multicultural.
They're speaking their
things.
truth. Yeah.
And that's kind of like what we wanted to do with the Puff.
Right.
And we wanted to show that, yes, these are black women in cannabis. Okay. Showing you, putting ourselves in the forefront of conversation that, like, this
it's about us.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
And destigmatizing as well, because you guys aren't on, welfare. You're not on, doing this. You have educated women. You have women that are, career driven, like you said, the one that's in the industry.
With what I see with that, people like are so mad because it's like really focusing in and honing in towards Black women, and now it's like a Black woman show. But my thing is like, why can't it be?
Yes.
Why can't we have a show where it's about us?
Yeah.
It is, and you want to watch it. You
And
don't
that's
even
the
have
problem.
to be Black. You want to watch a bunch
Because
of
they
Black
talk
women.
about a lot of,
course you do.
I want to talk about, and I
wouldn't
wanted to talk about this with you, but they recently, they spoke about Joe Budden and how Joe Budden said something about Kevin Hart's, reality or documentary on Netflix, and how Joe said, I understand how Kevin could have felt like he was alone, and when he got caught up cheating, Kevin basically said at one point, my boys weren't there, like my crew wasn't there to kind of help to keep me out of trouble. And so Joe Budden said, I understand. Well, the Ladies of the Real picked it up, and that was one of their their topics that they discussed, and they just completely bashed Joe. And there's hardly any time that I agree with Joe Budden during his podcast. But I agreed with what he said, and he was saying that he feels that as women and as women that are in the media, they kind of grabbed onto that and they took it and said, and let's make it about how Joe's against women, or made it a women issue, kind of a situation. Do you feel like they do that? Because I do hear that a lot as well. People are saying, oh, they're man bashing is where I'm getting to, like they were taking that opportunity to man bash.
Sometimes I feel like they do that, but only because right now, and I hate this, but right now it feels like it's just trendy to be women supporting women, women hunching together, Me Too, all that stuff.
The women's march and stuff.
So their brains might be like just media programmed to just make
geared
it
towards
women's show, women unite.
I mean,
well, some
some
people need to get bashed. I mean, it's just,
that's true, but there's a way to do it. We need to be called to the carpet too.
Right.
Women, we are doing some shady stuff. There's some things that aren't right, and we need to.
Everybody got a little shady, but we can look at it like that, like people just following the trend. But shit, that's what trends are for. You know what I'm saying?
True,
you feel me?
but
and it is like I don't know, like
I can't stand it.
I feel
it
that
happens in the cannabis industry all the time.
Yes,
women are out here in the cannabis industry missing the one thing that this cannabis community does, and that's the cannabis. Their cannabis don't work.
Yes.
Hey, remember when?
Because my thing is, I find, or I will seek opportunities to work with women all the time, and I have done so. And I, like this past year, I've really pressed about working with other women, but some women in this community, and thank goodness that the Mary Jane Maven is not one of them.
Thank you.
Never that.
Yes.
They are not really about supporting other women in this cannabis space. They are not at all.
As a matter of fact, they'll try to cut you down because you're another woman. They see you as competition. Yes.
Them, so. Instead, let's coming up together.
And then it's sad when it's another Black woman too, because it's like you're trying to fight to be a token, which is not what the mission is.
No.
We're all supposed to elevate. We're all supposed to bring each other up. And so that's where I was like really struggling with this past year too, as along with my elevation. I like grew so much as far as just who I'm working with and like,
and production,
just what I've seen in the space. And I'm just like, wow, like I've been privy to just what really the real is. And that's why I just like that I'm in my own lane and I have my own niche. And no matter what, even if I do choose to unite with women or not, I will always be my own bad mother pupper self.
And